But again, to start with, just making your way onto your back, soles of the feet on the mat, knees pointing up, hands on the lower belly. Make sure your book is nearby enough so that if you need to grab it, you can grab it in a moment. Allowing your shoulder blades to soften, allowing your head to be heavy. And just before we do anything else, we're going to take a couple of deeper breaths here together. So inhale deeply, really consciously, feel your hands lifting away from the spine. And then a long, slow, really smooth exhale all the way to the very end of the exhale. We'll do that 2 more times. So inhaling down to the lower belly, feel your fingers lifting, feel your lungs filling with air. And then a really long, smooth exhale all the way down to the very end of the exhalation. 1 more time in your own time. Deepest inhale you've taken so far, down to the lower belly. Fill the lungs. And a long, smooth exhale all the way down to the end of the breath. And just allow your breath to return to its natural rhythm here, natural pace. You might still feel your hands moving gently with the breath, nothing to do now or control, just noticing. And you might take a couple of breaths, again with your mouth open, so that you can connect once more to these sensations of the pelvic floor moving with the breath. So again, this kind of jellyfish-like motion or sea anemone, really gentle, opening with the inhale and softening with the exhale. We'll spend just a few more moments here. Again, remember that deepening the breath is not about forcing the breath deeper, but more about softening this area so that you can allow the breath to deepen. And this is really something that can take a while to get the hang of, which is why we're using the strength of repetition here for us to get used to this. I'm just taking another 3 to 5 breaths here. And then if you had the mouth open to help you sense into the pelvic floor, just closing the mouth again now and drawing both feet a little bit wider apart. We're going to continue to deepen the breath, but this time with a nice morning stretch. So really simple, just allowing both knees to drop over to the left and then allowing both knees to drop over to the right. At the same time, you can reach your arms up overhead and take this really nice full stretch. So you're getting into every muscle of the body. You're loosening up the fascia here, that connective tissue which holds your bones, your muscles together. You can draw some circles with the wrists at the same time. We're going to do quite a bit on the wrists this morning, so it's nice to use this opportunity to get them warmed up. Allowing your head to drop in the opposite direction to where your knees are going. So you're getting a twist from the knees all the way to the crown of the head. Keep deepening your inhales as you do so. No tone in the belly here, just a nice deep breath. It could be nice to make some noises here. I've muted you all, so don't worry, no one can hear you. Any morning yawns that feel good. And then we'll draw the legs back into center. We'll start to activate the core a little bit now. So again, to start with, just bringing your knees to about 90 degrees. Checking that there's still that really gentle arch in the lower back. So remember, the lower back has a natural arch, and we don't want to lose that when we're doing most of our core work, except for when it becomes really focused on the front abdominals. Picking up your largest book, if you don't have one, don't worry about it, you can do the same thing. And placing that book in between your inner thighs. Now start to squeeze that book and notice how the hip flexors turn on. And the hip flexors also help you to engage these lower abdominals and all of your front abdominals, in fact. Keep squeezing, but see if you can receive the breath once more down in the lower belly, down towards the pelvic floor. And now we are going to flatten the lower back. As you exhale, draw the sternum towards the pubic bone, lift both shoulder blades, lift the head and the neck, and reach the arms forward. Notice if you've lost a little bit of the squeeze of the book, and see if you could bring that squeeze back, and then notice what that does to the front abdominals. You can also place a hand on your front abdominals for a moment, and see if you can imagine yourself moving the concentration of the effort from the center out to the sides. So you're really using the whole circumference here of your core. Keep reaching through the fingers. Imagine you're squeezing a lemon underneath the neck towards the sternum. Taking one more exhale here, squeeze. And then on the inhale, dropping your head for a moment. Bring your left hand onto your left knee, right hand on towards your right knee. You can drop the head left and right if you like, just to smooth out any tension in the neck. And then again, bringing the knees to about 90 degrees. Take a moment first with the slight arch of the lower back. Exhale, squeeze that book, and then draw your sternum in towards your pubic bone. Bring those floating ribs towards each other. And then this time, interlace the fingers, but keep your index fingers pointing and reach both arms over towards the right. So you've got both shoulder blades lifted. Make sure you're not crunching the neck. Keep squeezing that book. Take an exhale here. Inhale to reach for a moment, shoulder blades lifted, and exhale, both arms over towards the left. Squeeze your right arm into your left leg into your right arm. Take one more exhale here, and we're going to move with the breath. Inhale to reach, exhale over to the right. Take your time, move with your own breath. Inhale to reach, exhale to the left. If your neck is starting to hurt, keep going, but just lower your head down and do the same movement with the head on the mat. Notice now that you've got quite a lot more activation in those front abdominals. So it will be a little bit harder to keep breathing deeply, but you should still be able to allow some breath to come all the way down to the pelvic floor. We'll do one more on either side. Keep squeezing that book. So you're ending with the arms on the left. Exhale and release the head. Nice work. Just drop your head down for a moment. Release the book now. We've got that whole circumference of the core nicely warming up. You can drop your head left and right again. This is a nice place to draw some circles with those knees. Take a moment to sense into the lower back, massaging out the sacrum, circling the other way as well. And then again with the hands underneath the knees, we'll do the same thing we've been doing. We'll rock up about 3 times. Use this as an opportunity to massage out the spine. And the third time will come to balance just between the sitting bones and the tailbone. Now you haven't got the block here now, or the book even, but you're still imagining that book being there. So you're squeezing the inner thighs together. We'll start to focus a little bit more on the shoulder blades from now on. So draw the tips of your shoulder blades together and then a little bit down towards the back. So you're creating this extra space in between the shoulders and the ears. If you're looking for a little bit of an extra challenge, you can reach the arms forward or maybe even straighten the legs. We'll take about 3 more breaths here, wherever you are. Open through the chest, keep the feet active. 1 more inhale. And then exhale, releasing the legs. We're going to come to seated for a moment. So you've got your book, or maybe your block or pillow. You might like to come and sit up on it just for a moment. So you've got a little bit that extra height through the hips. We're going to start moving a little bit with the breath here. So to start with, interlacing the hands, and then on your exhale, press the hands away as you round through the back. Press the palms of the hands away. Inhale, lifting up, feeling that nice stretch through the spine. Exhale, releasing the hands out. Interlace the fingers together. Bring the hands behind the chin, and inhale, stretch open the shoulders. Exhale, release. Press the knuckles of the hands away around the spine, and then press the palms of the hands away. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, release the hands. Nice, we'll do that a few more times. Interlace. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Keep your chin down though. And then exhale, press the knuckles of the hands away around the spine. Press Press the palms of the hands away. Inhale, lengthen, crown of the head reaching up. Exhale, releasing the hands. Nice. One more round like that. You can move with your own breath here. Inhale, open. Exhale to round, press the knuckles of the hands away. Inhale, palms move away. Reach. So we're warming up the shoulders here. And exhale, release. We'll be using the shoulders later on. Nice. And then just coming with both hands towards your left knee. We're going to focus on opening the shoulders with the breath. Really simple. Your left hand stays here. And then on your inhale, you're reaching your right arm across the body over to the left. You can follow it with your gaze. And then exhale, hand comes back down towards that left knee. We'll do that 2 more times. Allow your breath to determine the amount of movement that you're making. So you're really opening up here through the right lung. 1 more time, take your time. And hand moves all the way towards that right knee. Left hand this time moves behind you, coming into a gentle twist. Soften the shoulders, so we're just gently warming up the spine here. If it feels okay for the neck, you can gaze towards the back of your space. Take 1 more inhale, lengthen the spine. And then exhale. Keep the right hand where it is. Bring your left arm all the way across towards your right leg. Both arms straight. Take a moment to drop the head. So we're stretching here through the erector spinae. They're the kind of ropes of muscle that run down either side of your spine. Allow your head to be heavy to stretch more. And then on the inhale, gently lifting your head. Keep your arms as they are. You can either bring your hands to opposite shoulders, or you can bring the backs of the hands or the palms of the hands together, coming into your eagle arm. Soften the shoulders, and then maybe drawing the elbows away from your chest, hands away from your face. So again, we're really taking the time here to warm up through the shoulders. Take 1 more inhale. Exhale, release the hands. Bring them behind you for a moment, just so you can change the cross of the legs. We'll come to the other side. So both hands on the right knee to start with. And then on the inhale, reaching your left arm all the way up. Exhale, hand comes back down 2 more times. Take your time. So think more here about thinning the left side of the lung than you're thinking about stretching. So you're creating space with this movement for the breath to deepen in between the intercostal muscles. And then left hand comes back down to the right knee, right hand comes behind you, taking a gentle twist to warm up the spine. If it feels okay for the neck, you can be gazing towards the back of the space. Take 1 more inhale here. Exhale, release. Right hand sweeps all the way across. Allow your head to be heavy for a moment, stretching out those intercostal muscles. And then gently lifting the head. You can keep the arms as they are, and then just bring your hands to opposite shoulders. Or if you prefer, you can bring the backs of the hands or the palms of the hands together. Exhale, softening through the shoulders. Inhale, drawing the elbows away and the hands away from the face. You can dome the upper back here a little bit to create a little bit of an extra stretch. You've got the hands on the shoulders, you're just doing exactly the same thing. Take 1 more inhale. And then exhale, release. Nice. Last little bit seated here. I'm just going to come to the side so I can show you. So we're going to be focusing quite a lot on what the shoulder blades are doing here. I just want you to press your arms forward for a moment and to feel the difference between protracting the shoulders, which you can get a sense of by imagining that you're pressing away a really heavy shopping trolley, for instance, here from a seated position. And then at the same, or on the other end of the scale, you can retract your shoulder blades, which means that you're kind of getting the sense of pinching your spine with your shoulder blades. And you might already get a sense that this pressing position, this protracting or doming the upper back, is a much stronger place for your shoulder blades to be. We're going to practice that now in tabletop lunge plank. So bring your arms forward, bring your knees roughly underneath your sitting bones. We've already done our spinal wave seated, so we're going to come right into our strength now here. Fingers are gently spread. Exhale, first of all, find that clip lock between sternum and pubic bone, floating ribs move towards each other. And then with an exhale, drop your chest in between your shoulder blades, feel your shoulder blades pinching. Inhale, press the mat away, go in the upper back. Keep going like that a couple of times at your own pace. So it's really tempting here to bend through the elbows. So maybe take a round or two to focus on what your elbows are doing and keep them as straight as you can. The elbow creases are facing almost forwards and at least towards each other. It's also really tempting here to move with the lower back, but your lower back is staying totally in neutral, supported by your deeper abdominals. Now you can keep going with this motion if you're still getting used to this. If you're looking for a little more, you have two options. You can bring your hands forward and come into a half plank. If you're looking for more still, then you tuck the toes. Bring your hands slightly in front of your shoulders for this exercise, just a little, and then do the same thing from there. Remember, it's really tempting here to bend the elbows or to use the lower back. If you notice yourself doing that, maybe take it down a notch. You can come into your half plank again, for instance. We'll just do about two more wherever you are. Also, it's tempting to move the head. Head stays neutral. And then either coming into half plank or full plank, take a moment to feel that protracted position. So your shoulder blades are moving away from your spine. Take one more inhale here. And then exhale, gently lower the thighs, hips, belly, and chest. Nice. Take a moment, hands underneath the shoulders, and then we'll move in one easy motion. Inhale to lift the chest. Exhale to press the hands down, tuck the toes, reach your hip creases up and back. Coming into your downward facing dog. Taking any movements that you like here, so you can walk out the heels. You can sway the hips a little left to right. Nice. We're going to continue practicing this shoulder positioning throughout the rest of class. Starting from tomorrow, we're going to start playing around with some arm balances. And that's where this shoulder positioning becomes really important. So it's a nice thing to start to get used to now. For now, find some stillness in your downward facing dog. Maybe shake out the head once or twice, no and yes. Take an inhale here. And then with your exhale, very slowly, gently walk your hands towards your feet at the top of the mat. Bring your hands into your elbow creases. Allow your whole upper body to be heavy. You can sway yourself a little if you like, left to right. Shaking out the head again. And releasing the hands back down towards the mat. On an inhale, coming halfway up, shoulder blades down and back. Exhale to release. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale to release. One more time, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release, drop a little bit more weight into your heels, and then very slowly, very gently, lifting the spine, one vertebrae at a time. Coming to stand. Now we're going to do just one more thing here with the shoulders, just to get used to it. So take a moment, reach your arms away, palms of the hands pressing away. So we've already worked on protracting the shoulders, so as though you're pressing maybe like a heavy car away now. And now I also want you to get the feeling of externally rotating through the arms. So to do this, bring all fingers out and then down, and notice what's happening in your shoulder joint. Bring them back up again. We'll do that one more time. Notice the sensation in your shoulder joints as you bring the fingers down. And bring the hands back up. Now, keep your hands as they are, and it's just going to be really subtle. Imagine you're doing the same thing, but your hands stay where they are. So you'll feel, hopefully, this tiny bit of engagement underneath the armpit, in the outer arm and down the shoulder blades. Imagine that you're really trying to get your hands to move out, but they're kind of glued now to this heavy car that you're trying to push away. Connect to that for a moment. We'll need it in our plank and downward facing dog actually. And exhale to release, and then we'll move with the breath. Keep the knees softly bent, inhale to reach. Exhale, long spine as you drop the fingers forward. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale, float your right foot a large step behind you. Take an inhale here. Exhale back to plank. We're going to stay in this plank for about 3-4 breaths. You can be in a full plank or a half plank. And if you like, again, you can add in 3 of those scapular push-ups. Now, really trying to focus on that sense of externally rotating inside the shoulder joint. After your third one, you're dropping the thighs, hips, belly, and chest. Inhale, taking a baby cobra. Exhale through tabletop, tuck your toes. Reach your hip creases up and back, downward facing dog. Remember, child's pose is always there when you need it, especially when we're working on core stuff. It can be tempting to allow that energy that we're building in the core to creep up to the neck and shoulders. So important to decondition that. See if you can use the core without clenching through the shoulders, neck, and jaw. On your next inhale, reach your right leg up behind you. Exhale, knee to nose, gaze between the hands, softly placing your right foot between your hands. Taking an inhale here. Exhale, left foot forwards. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Press the heels firmly down. Inhale, reach the fingertips up. Exhale, hands through center. Second side. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale, flow your left foot a large step back. Take an inhale. Exhale to plank. Again, a couple of breaths, either in your full plank or in your half plank with the knees down. As an option, you can add in 3 of those scapular push-ups. Remember, keep the lower back in neutral, keep the head position in neutral, and keep your arms straight. After your third one, lower the thighs, hips, belly, and chest. Inhaling, baby cobra. Exhale through tabletop, tuck your toes, reach the hip creases, up and back, downward facing dog. Nice. Take a moment. Notice where your attention is right now. And gently draw it back to the sensation of the breath. On your next inhale, reaching your left leg up behind you. Exhale, knee to nose, softly placing your left foot between your hands. Inhale here. Exhaling, right foot forwards. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Press your heels firmly down. Inhale, reaching the fingertips up. Exhale, hands through center. One more. Inhale, reach on either side. Exhale, fold your way down. We're going to add on a little bit now. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, float your right foot a large step back. Stay here. And we're coming back into our twist. So press your right hand firmly down. Inhale, reach your left fingertips up. If it feels okay for the neck, for the head, you can be gazing up at the left hand. And then again, we're coming to the blade edge of that right foot, similar to as we've been doing. You can keep your left foot in front of you, or you can take as many steps as you need to bring that left foot either on top of or in front of the right leg. Same thing going on in that right shoulder here. Can you squeeze underneath the armpit? Take one more inhale. Exhale, left hand down. One inhale this time in your plank. Exhale, knees, thighs, belly, chest down. Inhaling, baby cobra. Exhale through tabletop. Tuck your toes. Reach the hip creases up and back, downward facing dog. Nice. Really nice, guys. Take your time. So the breath and movement coming together is one of the hardest things to get. The best thing you can do if you're still struggling with it is to every once in a while just let it go and focus just on the movement. See if you can come back to the breath again and then let it go again. Now on your next inhale, reaching your right leg up behind you. Exhale, knee to nose, softly placing your right foot between your hands. Take an inhale. Exhale, left foot forwards. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale to fold, soft bend in the knees. As you inhale, lift the fingertips up. Exhale, hands through center. Final side. Inhale to reach. Exhale, soft bend in the knees as you fold. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale, float your left foot a large step behind you. Take a moment here. Again, press your left hand firmly down. Inhale, reach your right fingertips up. We'll take a couple of breaths here. If it feels okay for the head and neck, you can gaze up. Keep the legs strong. And then again, come to the blade edge, the pinky toe edge of your left foot, and take as many steps as you need to bring that right foot either on top of or in front of the left leg. Stay here. Again, imagine you're squeezing underneath the armpit. Get that external rotation, inhale. Exhale, drop that right hand down, inhale in plank. Exhale, knees, thighs, belly, chest down. Inhaling, baby cobra. Exhale through tabletop, tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Notice what's going on in the head, the neck, the shoulders, the jaw. And then on your next inhale, no rush, reach that left leg back and up. Exhale, knee to nose, softly placing the left foot between your hands. Take an inhale. Exhale, right foot forwards. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale to fold, press the heels firmly down. Inhale, reach the fingertips up. Exhale, hands through center. Hands can stay here or come beside you. Take a moment. See if you can feel your heart rate, circulation, tingling. Can you feel that sensation of pressure between your feet and the mat? And then notice the breath again. Just notice the breath as it is first. Before you ever try and guide the breath in any way, just noticing it. And then maybe you can let go of any residual hold in the belly to allow it to deepen again. Release the hands. Inhale, reach the fingertips up. Exhale, lengthen the spine as the fingers come down. Inhaling, halfway lift. And then this time, exhale, just stepping your way into your downward facing dog. Last active downward facing dog. So use it to create the last bit of space through the upper body by really pressing the hands away. And so here as well, as I touched upon earlier, you've got that inner external rotation in the shoulder joints. Creates a really strong base for the shoulders to support the weight of the body. We'll take one more inhale here. And then exhale, just for a moment, we're going to lower the knees about mat distance apart, big toes together. And we're going to spend some time now just stretching out across the back of the shoulder blades where we've been working. Press your lower hand firmly down. Inhale, reach your right fingertips all the way up. And then exhale, swoop your right arm underneath that left shoulder. Bring your right shoulder, your right ear to the mat. And walk your left fingertips towards the front of the mat. Allow your head to be heavy and your hips to be heavy here. We're opening through the shoulders, through the upper back, and we're adding a little bit of a twist to the spine. You might also feel some opening in the area of the hips. Now, to add a little bit to the sensation, what you can do here is imagine as though both arms are glued to the mat, and you're trying to pull both arms back towards you. And you might feel a bit more stretch across the upper back. Bring your left hand in front of your face. Press that left hand down. Inhale, reach the right fingertips up. We'll come to the other side. Right hand down. Inhale, sweeping the left fingertips up, gazing up. And then exhale, bring your left arm underneath the right shoulder. Left shoulder comes to the mat, left ear comes to the mat. Right fingers will go forwards. Nice. So again, we've got that twist here. It's nice here to have both arms straight, so your right fingers are walking towards the front of the mat. And yeah, that's it, nice. And then again, to add to the intensity, you're imagining as though both arms can't move, but you're trying to draw, to drag them back in towards center. Place your right hand in front of your face, press that right hand down, inhale, reach the left fingertips up. Exhale, left hand comes down. We're going to do a bit more shoulder opening. If you had a book, you can take it with you. If not, you should be fine without it. We're going to slide our way all the way forwards onto our belly. So depending on the size of your book, you can hold it or just place it to the side and interlace the fingers. We're going to come into our Sphinx first, just to stretch out the front abdominals. If you've got your book, it's nice to squeeze it. It gives you something to center yourself around as you draw your chest forward in between the upper arm. Over the neck, the back of your neck nice and long. Squeeze the inner thighs. Keep opening through the front body. Take one more deep inhale. And then exhale, soften. So we're going to place our forehead as an option on the book in a moment. For now, bring your right arm over towards the left, and then your left arm in front of it over towards the right. You can hook your chin over your left arm to support your head, or maybe your forehead comes onto your book. It kind of depends on how your shoulders are built and also how big your book is. So if you can't rest your forehead on the book, don't worry about it. Just rest your chin onto that upper arm. So if you're not sure about what this looks like just from the front, you're kind of like this, with your chin just hooking around that upper arm. And you should feel a really deep stretch through the shoulders, really getting into the shoulder joints here. Hopefully you can allow your head to be heavy. Remember, if anything really hurts, just don't do it. We'll take another 3 breaths here. And then slide your arms back in towards you, really simple. We'll just change the cross. So now your left arm is reaching to the right first, closer in towards you, and your right arm is still reaching over to the left, but just that little bit further away. And again, you can either hook your chin now over the right arm, or you can rest your forehead on the book, depending on the size. This is a really nice place as well to feel your belly breathing. You should be able to feel your belly gently pressing into the mat on the inhale. Taking one more inhale here. Exhale, draw your hands back in towards you. Just move the book over to the side if you need it. Reach one arm forward, and really simple. Now roll yourself onto your back. We'll take one back bend here. Heels underneath the knees, hands beside you. Exhale, press the lower back down. Inhale slowly, 1 vertebrae at a time, lift the hips. If you like, you can shuffle your shoulders underneath you, interlace the fingers. Remember that we started with that book in between the inner thighs. Here again, that same activation is really important. Probably your legs will be a little wider apart. You can imagine a wider book between the inner thighs that you're squeezing together, or maybe a watermelon. Take one more inhale here. Exhale, release the hands if you had them, and very slowly, 1 vertebrae at a time, lower your spine. Bring your feet about mat distance apart. Allow your knees to fold in towards each other. Bring a hand to the lower belly. Bring a hand to those floating ribs. Head is heavy. Shoulders soft again. If you like, you can drop the knees left and right. And then when your lower back feels happy, you can draw your knees in towards your chest, left hand on the left knee, right hand on the right knee, maybe circling a little with the knees together. And as always, take these moments just for yourself to check in. So ideally here, we're moving from the physical body rather than from the mind. Just notice how your body wants to move or maybe not move. When you're fully in your physical body with your awareness present in your body. And then whenever you feel ready, absolutely no rush, we'll come to lie down on our backs, palms of the hands facing up, whole body supported by the mat. If you prefer to end in a seated posture, you can come to sit, of course. Take a moment to notice what's going on in the area of the forehead. Soften that point that tends to collect tension in between the eyebrows. See if you can relax the jaw. See if you can soften the shoulders from the inside out. So we've done a lot of shoulder work this morning. You might imagine as though you've been holding a really heavy backpack with the shoulders and you've just let that go. You've just taken that off so the shoulders can relax now. Feel the length of the arms, hands from the inside. And feel the belly and chest moving with the breath. Feel the length of the legs, supported by the mat. Experiencing all sensations equally. Very slowly start to deepen your breath again. Bringing some really small movements into your fingers, toes, wrists and ankles. Maybe rolling your head around. You might like to reach your arms up overhead and with a deep inhale, make yourself the longest form you can. And exhale, release. In your own time, draw your knees in towards your chest, rolling over to one side. And whenever you feel ready, come to a seated posture. You can keep your hands down in your lap, or you could bring your hands up to your chest. Take a final moment to experience all the sensations as though you were experiencing your physical body for the very first time. You might like to thank yourself for having taken this time this morning. And in any case, I'd like to thank you all for practicing with me. Namaste.